Already on to week 4. College football breakdown here. We got a few really good games here on Thursday night. We got a Power 5 matchup in Blacksburg, Virginia. We got West Virginia traveling to take on the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Actually seeing the road team, West Virginia, favored here. They were 2.5, 3-point favorites earlier in the week. That is starting to come down to about 1.5 right now. In total, has come down about a point to 51.5. This might be a Power 5 matchup, but that's really by name alone. These are two teams that have not inspired much confidence early in the season. We'll start with West Virginia. I mean, this is a must-win game for Neil Brown because he has had a really bad start. I mean, it's his 4th year there. They started the year 0-2. You can certainly understand the loss at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's good in the trenches. They're just a better team than you. But coming back and losing to Kansas, and I know Kansas has started out well, but that's pretty unacceptable. It's funny. If you combine the strengths of both of these teams, probably make a pretty good football team. In my opinion, West Virginia's issues don't fall offensively. I like the acquisition of JT Daniels this offseason because the one thing that Neil Brown has never had in Morgantown is anything more than a mediocre quarterback. I think JT Daniels' upside will play well throughout the season. Neil Brown needs to just make the move and just, make CJ Donaldson their main back. He's a freshman, but he's by far the most talented running back on the roster. He's shown that here through the first 3 games. Let's cut it out with Tony Mathis splitting carries. Either way, though, this Virginia Tech team, give them credit. This is a tough team to run on. I do think they can be thrown on a little bit. This Virginia Tech defense has played pretty stout. I mean, they held Boston College to 10 points. I know they lost on the road at Old Dominion. Much more of an offensive/turnover issue. Their defense has looked fine here earlier in the season. Brent Pry is a defensive-minded head coach. So while I am considerably higher on West Virginia's offense than most, I still worry about how they're going to be able to establish a run in this game. And, my main question is JT Daniels established enough yet? I mean, it's still his 4th game at West Virginia. I have more questions than answers as far as how they match up with this defense. As much as I praise Virginia Tech's defense, their offense is horrible. And my efficiency metrics so far through 3 games, they're at 103rd out of 131 teams. Grant Wells was not a bad pickup for Marshall, but run game has been pretty hit or miss. Something I ought to mention as well. Keyshawn King, who, in my opinion, is clearly the best back on this Hokies team. I think the numbers kind of speak for themselves. He's questionable for this game. If Keyshawn King doesn't play, I mean, you're probably talking about Holston getting the majority of the carries. That drops the efficiency of that Virginia Tech run game considerably. I think they need Keyshawn King to be able to establish a run game on this West Virginia interior defensive line, on their linebacking core. But once again, what makes this matchup tough, as bad as Virginia Tech's offense has been at sometimes, I mean, West Virginia's defense got torched through the air by Pittsburgh, got torched in really all facets of the game against Kansas. I mean, they gave up 42 points in regulation. This is not a good West Virginia defense. It's a little bit surprising because up to this point, Neil Brown's issues have been, in my opinion, mostly just, lack of talent at quarterback. His defense has so far been fine, but now that they seem to maybe have figured that out, now it's the other side of the ball that's giving them issues. They're going to be without Charles Woods, who's one of their starting corners as well. So I want nothing to do with this game. I don't want to side. I don't want to total. Just way more questions than answers in this matchup. It's somewhat appealing to grab the home dog in Virginia Tech, but I mean, they just put up 27 points against Wofford. For context. And, I do think West Virginia does have the more explosivity in their passing game. And, if CJ Donaldson can break some loose, I think that helps them out too. Suffice to say, I want nothing to do with this game. I know it's on Thursday night, kind of a standalone game. We'll have no action on this Thursday night matchup. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment your game prediction and how you see this game unfolding down below. I'll have the rest of my Week 4 video breakdowns out by Thursday night. So be sure to continually check back in with the channel and make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate y'all watching. College football is back, and it's better than ever.